Part 1. The Road That Wasn't There. It started with the road that shouldn't have existed. Daniel Carter noticed it at 2:17 a.m., not because he was looking for it, but because his GPS insisted it was the only way forward. The highway had been empty for miles. No headlights, no taillights, no trucks roaring past. Just the endless stretch of asphalt, glistening under a thin layer of rain that hadn't made a sound in over 10 minutes. That was the first thing Daniel found strange. Rain without noise. It streaked across the windshield. He could see it, but he couldn't hear it. Not a single tap. "Okay, that's weird," he muttered. Beside him, his younger sister Mia stirred in her seat, half asleep. "Are we there yet?" she murmured. "Not even close." He glanced back at the GPS mounted on the dashboard. The route line flickered, recalculating. Then suddenly, new route found. A thin, glowing blue line appeared, veering off the main highway. Daniel frowned. There's no exit here, but the GPS zoomed in, almost aggressively. A narrow road appeared where there should have been nothing but trees. Unnamed road. No number, no label, no history, just there. "Daniel?" Mia whispered, now fully awake. "Yeah? Why does it feel like we're not alone?" He didn't answer, because he felt it too, that quiet pressure in the air, like the world was holding its breath. The GPS spoke again. "Turn right in 300 feet. Daniel hesitated. He checked the map again. Zoom in, zoom out. The road stayed, but everything around it seemed blurred, like it didn't belong. "I think it's a shortcut," he said, though he didn't believe it. "Don't take it." Mia's voice was sharper now, urgent. "Why?" "Because it wasn't there before." Daniel forced a laugh. "It's just a road," but his hands tightened on the steering wheel, because deep down, he knew. She was right. The car rolled forward. The headlights stretched into the darkness ahead, and then he saw it. A break in the trees. Not an exit, not a proper road, just a gap, like something had moved the forest aside. The GPS chimed again. "Turn right." Daniel slowed down. The car idled at the edge of the highway. Behind them, nothing. Ahead, that impossible road. "We shouldn't," Mia whispered. Daniel stared into the darkness, and for a split second, he thought he saw something move. Not an animal, not a person, something taller, standing just beyond the reach of the headlights, watching. His breath caught. "Did you see that?" "See what?" "Nothing." The GPS voice changed. It wasn't robotic anymore. It sounded closer. "Turn right, Daniel." Both of them froze. Mia slowly turned toward him. "Did it just say your name?" The screen flickered. For a moment, the map disappeared, and in its place, a single message. "You are already late." Daniel's heart started pounding. "That's not funny. I didn't do anything." "I know." The screen snapped back to normal. The route still glowing. The road still waiting. Silence filled the car again. Heavy, unnatural. And then, from somewhere deep within the trees, a faint glow appeared. Green, soft, pulsing. "What is that?" Mia whispered. Daniel leaned forward, squinting. The glow grew stronger, revealing something ahead, something on the road. A structure, small, circular, lit from within by that same sickly green light. A toll booth. But there were no roads leading to it, no barriers, no signs, no markings. Just the booth, waiting. "Daniel," Mia said slowly, "why would there be a toll booth in the middle of nowhere?" He didn't answer, because something inside him already knew. This wasn't a toll booth. This was a checkpoint, and whatever was inside was waiting for them. The GPS spoke one last time, soft, almost satisfied. Proceed forward. Daniel took a breath. His hands trembled slightly. We go in, he said. Mia grabbed his arm. No, listen to me. This isn't normal. We should turn back. He looked at the rearview mirror. The highway behind them was gone. Just trees. Endless. Silent. We can't. The car rolled forward, slowly, towards the glowing booth. And as they got closer, Daniel realized something that made his blood run cold. There was someone inside. Tall, thin, standing completely still. And where its face should have been, there was nothing, just darkness. The car stopped, right in front of the booth. The figure didn't move, didn't breathe, didn't blink. But somehow, Daniel knew. It was looking directly at him. Then, the window of the booth slid open, with a long metallic creak, and the voice came out. Dry, cracked, not human. Toll required. Daniel swallowed hard. How much? A pause, long enough to feel wrong. Then the figure leaned forward, and for a brief second, the green light flickered, revealing not a face, but dozens of faint, overlapping faces, all frozen in silent screams. Not money. The figure tilted its head. Something of equal value. Mia whispered, barely audible. Daniel, don't give it anything. But it was too late, because the car doors locked themselves, and the engine shut off, and the toll booth light turned red. Part 2. The Price You Pay. The red light above the booth flickered once, then twice. Then it stayed on. Inside the car, the air felt wrong, heavy, like breathing through something thick and invisible. Daniel tried the ignition again. Nothing. No sound. No click. Just silence. Okay, this is fine, he whispered, though his voice was shaking. It's just some kind of malfunction. Mia didn't respond. She was staring straight ahead, at the thing inside the booth. Daniel? She said slowly. It hasn't blinked. He looked again. She was right. The figure hadn't moved at all, not even slightly. But now, it was closer. Daniel froze. I didn't see it move. I told you. The booth window creaked wider open. The sound stretched unnaturally long, like metal bending in slow motion. Toll required. The voice was clear now. Still broken, still wrong, but closer. Daniel swallowed. We don't have cash. A pause. Then a faint, distorted sound, like multiple voices whispering over each other. Not money. The green light pulsed again, brighter, and this time Daniel saw it clearly. The faces. Not reflections, not shadows, actual faces, pressed beneath the surface of the figure's skin. Dozens of them, mouths open, eyes wide, frozen in endless silent terror. Mia gasped and covered her mouth. Oh my God! The figure leaned closer, too close, its head almost touching the car window. Memory, object, or time. Daniel blinked. What? Choose your toll. The dashboard flickered. The GPS screen went black. Then 3 words appeared. Memory, object, time. No, Mia whispered immediately. No, we're not doing this. Daniel's heart was racing. This isn't real. But even as he said it, he knew it was. Daniel, Mia said urgently, this is how people die in stories like this. You don't play along. The screen flickered again. The word time pulsed once, and suddenly the car clock changed. 2:17, 2:18, 2:19, 2:25, 2:40, 3:10. It was speeding up. Stop it! Daniel shouted. The clock froze, then slowly ticked backward. 310, 240, 19, 18, 17. Everything reset. The figure spoke again. Time is easiest. Mia grabbed his arm tightly. No, that means something's wrong. Time doesn't just work like that. Daniel's mind raced. Memory? Object? Time. What happens if we don't choose? He asked. Silence. Then the red light above them flickered violently, and the forest behind the booth moved. Not swaying, not shifting, moving, like something inside it was trying to get out. Mia turned around slowly. Daniel? Between the trees, shapes. Tall, thin, too many limbs. Watching, waiting. The figure spoke again. Delay increases interest. What does that mean? Mia whispered. The GPS screen glitched. Time increased. The car suddenly lurched. Daniel gasped. His hands, they looked older, wrinkled. Just for a second, then normal again. Nope, Mia shouted. We're not picking time. Okay, fine. Daniel's breathing became uneven. Memory or object? What does memory even mean? Mia said. The figure answered. A moment you cannot forget. Daniel's chest tightened because immediately something came to mind. A memory he hadn't thought about in years. A night, a mistake, blood. No, he whispered. Mia noticed his expression. What? What did you think of? Nothing. Daniel. He shook his head. Object. We choose object. The screen shifted. Object selected. The car doors unlocked, but only slightly, like something was waiting for them to step out. No, Mia said immediately. We are not getting out of the car. The figure tilted its head. Object must be given. Daniel looked around the car. Glove compartment, back seat, floor. Nothing valuable, nothing meaningful. Then Mia slowly reached into her hoodie pocket. Take this. She pulled out a small silver necklace, a simple chain, with a tiny star pendant. Daniel frowned. That's Mom's. I know. You never take that off. I know. Her voice cracked. But I think it has to matter. Daniel hesitated, because something about that felt wrong. Like the booth wasn't asking for something valuable, it was asking for something important. Are you sure? Mia nodded. Just do it. The booth window opened wider, waiting. Daniel slowly rolled down his window, his hand trembling as he took the necklace. As soon as it crossed the edge of the window, the air changed, colder, sharper. The figure's face stretched slightly, not into a smile, but something worse, recognition. Daniel dropped the necklace into the booth. For a second, nothing happened. Then, the green light turned off. Darkness filled the booth. Complete. Absolute. Did it work? Mia whispered. Daniel didn't answer, because something was wrong. Very wrong. Mia? He said slowly. No response. He turned. She was still there, still sitting, still looking forward. But her eyes, they were empty. No recognition, no emotion, no life behind them. Mia? She blinked, slowly, then looked at him like a stranger. Who are you? Daniel's blood ran cold. No, it's me, it's Daniel. She frowned, confused, afraid. I don't know you. The booth light flickered back on. The figure was gone. The road ahead, open. The GPS rebooted. Route complete. Daniel's hands began to shake violently. What did I do? And then the GPS spoke one last time. Soft, satisfied. Toll accepted. Memory transferred. Daniel froze. Memory? Slowly, he turned back to Mia and realized the truth. He hadn't given an object, he had given the memory attached to it. And Mia wasn't just wearing that necklace, she was the last person who remembered what happened that night. And now, she didn't. But something else did. From somewhere deep in the forest, a faint whisper echoed. Not outside, inside his head. We remember now. Daniel's eyes widened in terror because the shapes in the trees, they were moving closer. Part 3. What you forgot. The car didn't move. Even though the road ahead was clear, even though the engine had come back to life, even though the GPS calmly displayed, "Continue straight," Daniel couldn't breathe properly. His chest felt tight, like something invisible was sitting on him. Beside him, Mia sat perfectly still, hands folded in her lap, eyes forward, blank. "Mia?" he whispered again. She didn't react. He reached out slowly, touched her shoulder. She flinched, hard, like his touch burned her. "Don't," she said sharply. Her voice wasn't scared anymore. It was distant. Daniel pulled his hand back. "I'm sorry, don't touch me." The way she said it, cold, flat, wrong. Silence filled the car again, but not the same silence as before. This one felt occupied. Daniel looked at the rearview mirror. The road behind them was back. The highway, empty, normal. "We can leave," he said quickly. "We can just go back, forget this ever happened." Mia slowly turned her head toward him. Her expression didn't change. "You can try." Something about that sentence made his stomach drop. Still, Daniel slammed the car into reverse. The tire screeched. The car wasn't just some stranger. He was someone who knew them, someone who had followed them, someone who threatened Mia. And Daniel lost control. "I didn't mean to kill him," he whispered. Mia stared at him, but her expression didn't soften. It darkened. "You told me it was an accident." Daniel's throat tightened. "It was. You pushed him. I was protecting you. And then you ran." The words echoed, because they were true. He didn't call for help. He didn't check if the man was alive. He grabbed Mia and they left. They buried it, forgot it. Or at least, Mia did. Until now. Daniel's voice broke. "I was scared." Mia leaned back slowly. "And now they know." Daniel froze. "They?" he whispered. Mia didn't answer. Instead, she pointed toward the forest. Daniel turned. And this time, the shapes weren't hiding anymore. They were standing on the road. Dozens of them. Tall, distorted. And each one had a face. A different face. All screaming. All familiar. Daniel's heart dropped. "Those are the faces from the booth." Mia nodded slightly. "Memories don't disappear." Her voice overlapped, like two voices speaking at once. They get collected. The figures took a step closer, in perfect unison. Step. Daniel's hands gripped the steering wheel. "We need to get out of here." "Daniel." Her voice stopped him. "You can't leave." "Why?" She looked at him, and for the first time, there was emotion. It wasn't fear. It was pity. "Because you haven't paid yet." The GPS lit up again. New option unlocked. Daniel's breath caught. The screen displayed a fourth word. Soul. "No," he whispered. The booth light turned red again. The figure inside was back. But this time, it wasn't alone. Behind it, more shapes. Watching. Waiting. The voice came again. Clearer than ever. Stronger. Final toll required. Daniel shook his head violently. No, there has to be another way." The figure leaned forward, and this time, it spoke in a voice he recognized. His own. "There is." Daniel froze. "What?" The figure tilted its head. "Replace what was taken." Daniel's mind raced. Memory, object, time, soul. Then it clicked. "No." His voice trembled. You want, Mia finished the sentence, a life for a life. Silence heavy and final. Daniel looked at her, really looked, and for a moment, she was normal again, scared. Daniel, she whispered, tears forming, please don't leave me here. His heart shattered, because now he understood. The toll wasn't random. It was precise, balanced, and cruel. And it was giving him a choice, him or her. The booth light flickered again. The figures stepped closer. The road behind them disappeared again, and the GPS began counting down. 10, 9, 8. Daniel closed his eyes and realized, no matter what he chose, he was never leaving this road the same. Part 4. The Choice. Daniel's heartbeat slammed against his ribs. Loud, violent, uncontrollable. The red light above the booth pulsed like a living thing. The figures on the road took another step forward. Closer now. Too close. Mia grabbed his arm. Her grip was tight, desperate. Daniel, listen to me, she said, her voice shaking. We can figure this out. There has to be another way. There isn't, he whispered. Because deep down, he knew. This wasn't a negotiation. It was a system, a balance. The GPS screen flickered violently. The word soul burned brighter. The booth figure leaned forward, watching and waiting. Mia's voice broke. I don't want to die. That sentence cut deeper than anything. Daniel turned to her, really looked at her. Her eyes, her face, her fear. The same little sister he had protected his whole life. The same one he had already failed once. I won't let it take you, he said. Her eyes widened. What? Daniel took a breath and made his choice. Take me instead. Silence. Complete. Absolute. The countdown stopped. The red light turned green. Mia shook her head violently. No, no, Daniel, don't do this. But the doors unlocked. This time, fully. The booth window opened wide, waiting. Daniel reached for the handle. His hand trembled, not from fear, but from knowing there was no going back. Mia grabbed him again, tears streaming down her face. You don't have to do this. We can run. He smiled weakly. We already tried. She shook her head, panicking. No, no, please, please don't leave me here alone. That hit him hard because he remembered. That night, he had already left something behind once, and this time he wasn't going to run. He gently pulled her hand away. I'm fixing it. And then he opened the door. The moment his foot touched the ground, the world changed. The air became freezing, sharp, unnatural. The sounds disappeared again. No wind, no movement, no life. Just that low, distant hum. The figures on the road stopped moving, watching. Daniel stepped forward, one step, then another. Each step felt heavier, like the ground didn't want him there. The booth grew larger, closer. The green light flickered across his face, and as he approached, he noticed something new. The glass of the booth wasn't reflecting him. Instead, it showed something else, another version of him, standing on that road years ago, looking down at the man he had pushed, frozen in that moment. Daniel stopped. That's me. The reflection version slowly looked up and smiled, not with relief, but with something darker. You never left, it said. Daniel stepped back. No. The booth door opened on its own, a long, slow creak. Inside, darkness. Deep, endless. The figure stood inside, waiting. But now, Daniel could see clearly. It wasn't just one being. It was made of many, layered. All those faces, all those memories, all those people compressed into one existence. The voice came again. Step forward. Daniel swallowed, and did. The moment he crossed the threshold, pain exploded through his body. Not physical, worse, and mental. Memories flooded him, not just his own, others, hundreds, thousands. fear, regret, death. People who had stood here before him, people who had made the same choice, people who had failed. He screamed, but no sound came out. The figure moved closer, its form shifting, changing, until it looked exactly like him. Same face, same eyes, same expression. Mia screamed from outside, "Daniel!" He turned towards her, but something was wrong. He couldn't move properly. His body felt stuck, like it wasn't fully his anymore. The copy of him stepped forward and walked past him, out of the booth. Mia stumbled back in horror. "Daniel?" The copy smiled. "Perfectly. I'm right here." Her breathing became uneven. No, please, something's wrong." Inside the booth, Daniel realized the truth. He wasn't being taken. He was being replaced. "No," he whispered. The walls around him began to close. The faces pressed closer, merging, pulling him in. He tried to move, to fight, to scream. Nothing worked. Outside, the copy placed a hand on Mia's shoulder. Gentle, comforting, too perfect. "It's over," it said softly. "We're safe now." Mia stared at it. Something deep inside her knew. This wasn't her brother. Inside the booth, Daniel felt himself fading, piece by piece, memory by memory, identity by identity. "Mia," he whispered weakly. For a split second, she turned, like she heard something. But then, the copy gently pulled her away. "Let's go," it said. The car engine started, the headlights turned on, and for the first time, the road ahead looked normal, clean, safe, real. Mia hesitated, looking back one last time at the booth, at the place where her brother had just disappeared. "Daniel?" she whispered. The copy smiled again. "I'm right here." And this time, she believed it. Just enough. They got into the car. The door shut. The engine roared. And they drove away, leaving the toll booth behind. Alone. Silent. Waiting. Inside, Daniel was still there, but not as himself anymore. Just another face, pressed into the surface, eyes wide, screaming, forgotten. And as the booth light flickered again, a new car appeared on the road, far in the distance, lost, confused, following a GPS route that didn't exist. And the voice whispered once more, "Next." Final part. The road always takes something. The road felt normal again. Too normal. The tires hummed softly against dry asphalt. The rain was gone. The silence was natural. Mia stared out the window. Something in her chest felt off, like waking up from a nightmare, but forgetting what it was about. Beside her, Daniel drove. Calm, quiet, focused. Everything looked right. Everything felt wrong. "Daniel?" she said softly. He didn't look at her. "Yeah?" "What just happened?" A pause. Then, "We took a wrong turn, that's all." Simple. Clean. Too clean. Mia frowned. "That's not what I remember." Daniel's grip on the steering wheel tightened slightly. "You're just tired." His tone, still calm, still controlled, but something underneath it wasn't. Mia watched him carefully now. His posture, his breathing, even the way he blinked. Everything was perfect. Too perfect. "Daniel," she said slowly. "Where's my necklace?" Silence. A long one. Then, "You must have dropped it." She stared at him. "I never take it off." Another pause. "Then maybe you did this time." That was the moment. Something snapped into place. A memory. Not clear, not complete, but enough. A green light. A voice. A choice. Her breathing became uneven. "Daniel." He finally turned to look at her. and smiled. Perfectly. Yes. Her heart dropped. That wasn't her brother. Not anymore. She slowly leaned back in her seat, trying not to panic, trying not to show it. Nothing, she whispered. But inside, her mind was racing. That wasn't Daniel. Something had come back with her, something wearing his face. The car continued down the highway. Miles passed. Then, Mia saw it. Up ahead, a sign. Green, reflective, normal. But the words made her blood run cold. Next toll, 1 mile. No, she whispered. Daniel didn't react. The smile never left his face. We're almost there, he said softly. Almost where? He didn't answer. The road ahead began to change, subtly at first. The lines faded. The trees grew denser. The sky darkened. Reality thinning. Daniel, stop the car. No response. I said stop the car. His voice cut through hers, sharp. We can't stop. She grabbed the door handle, tried to open it. Locked. Of course it was. You're not my brother, she said, her voice shaking. Silence. Then, a soft chuckle. Not anymore. Her heart slammed. What are you? The car slowed. Up ahead, the toll booth appeared again. Same green light, same structure, same nightmare. But this time, it wasn't empty. Inside the booth, she saw him. Daniel. Real Daniel. His face pressed against the glass, eyes wide, screaming, trying to get out. Mia gasped, Daniel! She lunged forward, but the copy grabbed her wrist, hard. You already paid, it said calmly. Let me go! You don't understand yet. The car stopped, right in front of the toll booth. The red light turned on. The window slid open, and the voice returned. Toll required. Mia shook her head violently. No, I'm not playing this again. The GPS lit up. New user detected. Her breath caught. No. Select payment. The options appeared again. Memory, object, time, soul. Her hands trembled. This isn't real, she whispered. From the booth, Daniel slammed his hand against the glass, trying to warn her, trying to stop her. But no sound came out. The copy leaned closer to her. You can still fix it. She looked at it. How? It smiled. Bring him back. Her heart skipped. What do I have to do? The smile widened. Take his place. Silence. Heavy. Crushing. Mia looked at the booth, at her real brother. Broken. Trapped. Then back at the thing beside her, wearing his face. And suddenly, she understood everything. The loop. The road. The toll. It never ends. It just passes people along. One replaces another, over and over, forever. Her eyes filled with tears. And if I don't? The copy leaned back, calm. Then we drive. She followed its gaze. Beyond the booth, the road stretched endlessly, dark, twisting, and in the distance, more cars, hundreds of them, all moving, all trapped, all part of the same road. Her voice broke. This is hell! The copy smiled softly. No. A pause. This is balance. The booth light flickered, waiting, choosing. Mia closed her eyes. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Daniel always protected me, she whispered. Inside the booth, his eyes locked onto hers, desperate, pleading. It's my turn, she said. The air shifted. The decision made. The doors unlocked. The system accepted. She opened the door, stepped out, and walked towards the booth. This time, she didn't hesitate. Inside, Daniel reached for her. Their hands almost touched, but the moment she crossed the threshold, the world snapped. The copy outside collapsed, its form breaking apart, unraveling, turning into shadows, and disappearing. Daniel stumbled forward, free, back in his body, back in the world. He fell to his knees. Mia? But she was already fading. Her face, calm, peaceful. Don't forget me, she whispered. Then she was gone. Just another face in the booth. Another memory. Another toll paid. The light turned green. The road opened. Daniel stumbled back to the car. Broken. Empty. Alone. He got in, started the engine, and drove. The road was normal again, but this time, he remembered everything. Every second, every choice, every loss. Miles passed. Hours. Then, he saw it. Up ahead, a sign. Green. Familiar. Next toll, 1 mile. Daniel's hands tightened on the wheel. No, he whispered. But deep down, he already knew. The truth. You don't escape the road. You don't beat the system. You don't outdrive the toll. You only delay it. Because somewhere, another road is forming. Another driver is lost. Another choice is waiting. And the voice still whispers in the dark. Toll required. As the camera pulls away, we see Daniel's car from above, driving down the highway, alone. Then, another car appears behind him, following, getting closer. Inside that car, a driver looks at their GPS, confused, because it just said, turn right into a road that doesn't exist. What would you choose?